Dolly and Minnie friends. Thank you so much for coming by for another visit. If it's not another visit for you and just your first visit, I am extremely pleased that you're here. I hope you enjoy yourself. I'm excited because I'm beginning work on the wall between the dormitory and the nursery. And once those things are finished, I will be able to start putting the rooms back how they were and working on decorating the dorm room. And I want to get that light hung up, and I'm going to need to create a beam to hang it on between the dormitory wall and the nursery wall. So I also have something interesting in mind for the door here, something a little bit different than the French doors, which are on the dormitory parlor wall. I'm going to try to create a pocket door. Here is the other side of the wall, which I've constructed, and yes, there will be stained glass on both sides. I did a little bit different stained glass pattern. This one actually mimics what's in my own home. I don't have stained glass, I just have the leaded glass. So I thought it would be fun to color this one in a little bit and make it stained glass, but I'm really liking that little pattern. So what I have in mind is not the piece of wood that I cut out of this door. I think this was just a random piece of wood that I had. It's a pretty thick piece of basswood. It's very hard to cut, and in order to keep it from being bulky as a pocket door, I thought I would just try carving some lines here to give the impression of a relief on the door rather than adding, rather than adding coffee stir sticks to do that, because that starts creating bulk. I've just been using these little tools I have. I think they were in some paintbrushes or some other tools that I bought. I think they're for shaping clay as you're working on a wheel, maybe. I'm not exactly sure what they're for, but yeah, I think they came with some start my line out. I did use a ruler to keep it straight, and then I just have been kind of scraping and brushing it off and sanding, and I'm almost done. I just have this little part here to straighten. I'm hoping that it will look a little less ragged when I stain it or paint it. I haven't decided. I created this contraption here to see if I can get the door to slide. So in the top of the door, I've created a groove here, and then I bought these, they're stair rails, and I'm not quite sure how they're supposed to be used, but they have a little ridge part of it. It's supposed to fit into another piece. I think you put this down and then you add this piece to create a railing on the stairs. Not really sure, but I like the way it fits, and I thought they were on sale through Minimum World. I got them for a song, and I thought I would be able to use this piece to go into the groove here. Of course, I have that piece there now preventing me. Something like that, and then it'll have a knob that you can slide it along, but this prevents it from going all the way in the pocket. And I have these pieces here because the wall will need to be thicker than just gluing them together. So something like that, and then you can see. So we'll see how that works out. I'm not exactly sure. And the walls will be painted. I'll be adding the trims around all the pieces, and so I don't know, maybe I don't even need that little glider piece there. I'm not sure. But I kind of like the way that is. I have some really beautiful French pocket doors between my parlor and my living room. I'll insert a little picture here. And it's something that you see often in old houses. And I thought it would be fun to try something different on this other door. let's hope it looks as nice as the other one turned out. Even though plain doors would have probably been very normal, I just, you know, that's not very fun, is it? So I got out some of my stuff. I have these little spindles, and I thought I would, you know, Victorian it up a bit. Those are some nail art stickers, and thought maybe once it's all stained that it might add some cohesion. I didn't have enough of the little spindles to go around, and on the other side, on the nursery side, I'm gonna leave it a little more plain without the spindles, because that's what I did with the parlor door. I left the dormitory side a little more plain, so one side a little more fancy, one side a little more plain. Plus I will add too much bulk if I put spindles on both sides. Lots and lots of sanding. I sanded all the grooves, including at the top. And if you can see with my speedy work here, I added some pins to create like a little hinge that will go over my little rail. The more I kind of played with the idea, I'm no engineer, in case you didn't know that.
Yes.
But I started to figure it out as I was going along. I am using, for the very first time, some antique wax. Thank you, Jolene. I see her use this all the time, and it always comes out so pretty. So I finally got some for myself, and I'm using my door as an experiment of how to really use it. I think I was going a little heavy-handed with it and just not quite figuring how to use it. I did figure it out after a while. I used the excess that was in my dish to paint the insides of the walls, just to practice using the antique wax. You're not going to see the insides there, but you'll see that when I show you the walls. And look how pretty the color is. Look at my table, and you can see it's almost exactly the same color. The chain of little glass beads was sent to me by my friend Becky, and I thought the colors looked nice and I might use them for the doorknob. I'm painting all the metal pieces with antique rub and buff to create some cohesion. I just love the little pine cones. Because I'm not an engineer, as previously stated, it took me a while to come to the realization that I needed one of those stair rails on the bottom of the door to provide some support. Now, I wasn't loving this door nearly as much as I love my parlor doors, so I'm gonna go ahead and paint it. I'm using this little felted bird that I have. It's a little vintage piece, and this door that I saw on Pinterest as my inspiration. I'm really liking the pale yellow and grayish blue colors. I'm painting the details with some gold. This is just acrylic gold. I thought the rub and buff might be just a little too fancy. So it took me a long time. I was very, very ginger in applying the paint. It took me a while to do this, but I hope you're gonna like it as much as I like it.
Let me know if you felt the way I did about this project and that you didn't think it was going to come out very nice. I really was not too sure in the beginning, but I'm really happy that I painted the door. That's kind of the same way I felt about the parlor door. This is the wall color that I'm showing you here. The lighter side will be for the nursery, the darker side will be for the dormitory. How do you like my little doorknobs? I just had to use my last 2 pine cones. I just had to. All right, let's see how it works. I'm not gonna tug on the pine cone because I don't want to break it. And then the next thing will be to put the walls together, sandwich them up, and see how it goes. Here is the nursery side. Leave a comment and let me know what you think about my pocket door. Do you think it's going to hold up? I'm not too sure myself. Hope that you will come back and visit me next time in the doll cupboard to see the wall completed. And I am running low on glue, so it would really help me out if you would leave a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing to my channel. That will help me to be able to purchase some glue. I'm just teasing.